This is lesson 4.3, areas of trapezoids from chapter 4. The formula for the area of a trapezoid is given by area equals the product of the height and the sum of the bases. There are two bases, we'll talk about it in a minute. So the sum of the two bases, and the whole thing is divided by 2. Now, the most important thing for you in this lesson is don't get caught up on memorizing the formula, because the formula will be given to you on your quizzes and tests and midterm. The point is whether you are able to identify that this particular formula goes with the area of a trapezoid, and also the key is that you are able to identify the height and the basis of a trapezoid. That's the most important thing, because if you plug in the wrong numbers, in this case for the area of trapezoids, you will get the incorrect answer. So let's go ahead and figure out what the height is and what the bases are of a trapezoid. In my first example, if you look, we talked about the height already in the previous lessons. The height goes from a vertex straight down to the base and always makes a right angle. In this case, the 5 is the height, and of course the two bases are the 4 and the 8. So let's go ahead and substitute them in the formula. Area equals height times base 1 plus base 2 divided by 2. Now, we just label them base 1 and base 2, just the base 1 and base 2, just to show that there are two different bases. It doesn't matter which base you take as base 1 or base 2. So some of you might choose to take 4 as base 1 and 8 as base. It doesn't matter, because both are the bases. For this time, ignore which one is base 1 and base 2 as long as you get the bases right. Okay, the height in this case is 5 times 8 plus 4, because they are the two bases, and the whole thing is divided by 2. Remember order of operations, I have to add before I multiply. So 5 times 8 plus 4 is 12 divided by 2. That gives me 60 divided by 2, which is 30. In this case, millimeter square. Do not forget the units. Let's go to the second question here. In this case also, the area is given by height times the base 1 plus the base 2, or the two bases, and the whole thing is divided by 2. Alright, let's go ahead and figure out which one is the height. The height, again, from the vertex to one of the bases, and it always has to make that 90-degree angle. So that's the height. Let's go ahead and plug it in. 6 times, of course this would be one of the bases and this would be the other base, so I have a 2.3 plus a 7.7, and I'm going to divide it by 2. I'm just going to finish up the problem right here. So I have a 6 times 10 divided by 2, which is 60 divided by 2, which gives me 30 inch square. That's the area of this. Okay, let's move on to the next problem. I'm going to go ahead and erase this. Okay. All right, now the same formula applies here also. So I have a area equals the height times the sum of the bases, sum of the two bases, and the whole thing is divided by 2. The height in this case going straight up and down, making that 90-degree angle, that's the height. So the height is 8 times the two bases are the measure of this base is 6 yards and the other base is 2 yards. So 8 times 6 plus 2 divided by 2. Again, order of operations, 8 times 8 divided by 2, which is 64 divided by 2, 32 yard square. Let's come to number 4. This is a little bit tricky in the sense that I have to figure out my bases. This is I'm going to go ahead. This is the height going down, that will make the 90-degree angle, and these two make my bases. Those two are my bases. or the basis of this trapezoid. Area equals height times base, the two bases, sum of the two bases divided by 2. In this case, the height, let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The height is 6 times the base, one of the bases. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 plus 1, 2, 3 plus 3, whole thing divided by 2. That gives me 6 times 6 plus 3 is 9 over 2, which is, I'm just going to cross this out. 2 times 1, 2 times 2 goes into 6, 3 times 9 is 27. In this case, they did not give me a unit, so I'm just going to leave it as unit square. Okay, let's move on to the last two questions. Now, in this case, they have made it really easy for you in the sense that they have given you which one is the height, which ones are the bases. All you have to do is go ahead and plug it into the formula. Area is given as h times, or the height times, the sum of the two bases divided by 2. In this case, the height is 10 times, one of the bases is 3, the other one is 5, divided by 2. That gives me 10 times 8 over 2. 2 goes once, 2 goes 5 times into 10. 5 times 8 is 40, and the unit is centimeter square. Let's take a look at the last question. Same formula stands. Area equals height times the sum of the bases divided by 2. The height in this case is 6 times, one of the bases is 9, the other one is 11, so I'm going to add 9 plus 11 divided by 2, gives me 6 times 20 over 2. I'm just going to write it here. 6 times 20 over 2. 2 goes once, 2 goes 10 times. 6 times 10 is 60, in this case inch square. Alright, I want you to go ahead and finish the other 6 problems that are given on the worksheet, and I'll see you next class.